Hi, Professor Paulus. I'd like to apologize if you hear any snoring in the background. My dog is drifting in and out of sleep, but welcome to what I have to deal with at night. Anyway, my presentation is focused on Brown's decision to leave DHS Secretary Chertoff in the dark regarding the severity of the crisis in New Orleans. The context of the situation. Though information Brown received on Monday was spotty, it indicated flooding throughout the city and the likelihood of levee breaches. Brown acted on his own without informing his superior, claiming that informing him would have wasted his time. While DHS Secretary Chertoff was not a hurricane expert, as he put it, he could have moved federal resources to New Orleans quickly by declaring an incident of national significance and a catastrophic incident annex. Chertoff did not become aware of the significance of the disaster until midday Tuesday. Hours later, he declared an incident of national significance. Analysis. There are 5 big areas where Brown's decision to not inform Chertoff became apparent in terms of its inadequacy. From the lack of resources to the delayed evacuation efforts, Brown did not adequately prepare for the worst-case scenario and did not execute in mobilization afterwards. His effort proved too small for the crisis. Brown highlighted his communication with the White House as a reason for not informing DHS, yet significant White House personnel were not aware of the looming situation during his presentation on Tuesday. Brown did not work effectively with the governor of Louisiana. According to Blanco, she asked for buses on Monday to evacuate stranded residents. FEMA did not order them until Wednesday. Whether or not Blanco asked for buses on Monday, as the emergency response lead, FEMA should have been on top of getting the necessary resources, including those needed for evacuation. Brown's demotion to PFO, likely because of his lack of communication with Chertoff, limited his ability to effectively run FEMA at the latter part of the crisis. FEMA had logistics problems and could not match the performance of Walmart. Moving on to the argument. Brown passed on resources by not bringing DHS in on the situation. He placed himself and the state and local leaders in a situation where they were over their heads. The lack of a proper hierarchy and delayed resources prolonged the crisis and led to the suffering of tens of thousands of people. While the death toll was not greatly affected, the feelings of betrayal from the city and the political fallout this event had on the president and other elected officials could have been prevented. The alternative solution is obvious. Brown could have informed DHS Secretary Chertoff of the flooding and the levee breach. This likely would have led to more federal action the first day rather than waiting until the night of the second. Monday or earlier Tuesday, there could have been more resources, better White House awareness, and better service delivery from his decision to inform Chertoff. Brown's reasoning. With Brown rumored to be contemplating resigning over FEMA's new role at the time of Katrina, one can infer that his decision to not inform the DHS secretary was due to more reasons other than the thought that it would not constitute the best use of his time. Brown was upset about the added bureaucratic obstacles that came with FEMA's relocation to DHS and the decreased role that appeared in store for his organization. It is entirely possible that Brown attempted to handle the situation solely within FEMA to prove his organization's effectiveness and significance, prioritizing FEMA's political issues over resources in helping New Orleans. Ultimately, this poor judgment led to the poor crisis management that exacerbated the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. Here are my references.